What is up, YouTube family? It is your girl GC the Trader, and we are back with another video. Today, I'm just doing a breakdown of today's market. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, and I couldn't look at the charts as long as I wanted to today. I had other responsibilities I had to take care of, so I really couldn't look past the charts past 10 a.m. today, my time, which is 11 a.m. New York. So I'm definitely just about to go through initially what I was looking for today, and just show you a little bit of how I marked up my chart for today's market on NQ. So with that being said, let's get into it. So when I first came onto the charts this rising, this is initially what I seen. Anything from this 6 a.m. on was not here. So all I was seeing was this. So I came to my 4 hour. I marked up this resistance level, marked up this support level. Let me move this down. Marked up this support level, and then right here, and then I had this gap area marked up from previous. This gap formed Friday, October 24th. So it makes sense as to why price did what it did here. But back to this area here. After that, I dropped down to my 1 hour, and I noticed a 1 hour resistance right here, and then a 1 hour support right here, right above my 4 hour support. So initially, once I seen price break out of this and break out of this, I was like, okay, if price comes back in this area, we may be looking to sell, because for the ICC method that I do trade, this is considered an indication right here. So if initially price did come back into this area during my session, I most likely definitely probably would have looked towards sales for today. But initially I was looking at sales for today. My apologies. Initially I was looking at sales for today, but when I had dropped down to my lower time frame, 15-minute, let me zoom this out for you all. I wanted to keep these up just to really show y'all what I was looking at for today. So when I dropped down to my 15-minute, I did notice that price was doing some ranging in this area, so I went back to my 1 hour and saw if it was a potential 1 hour resistance level right here, and I was able to put a 1 hour resistance right here, and then this move had already happened. So I was looking into seeing if this support system made sense throughout this area, and it did. It made, like, if you drop down to the 15-minute, as you can see, this 1 hour support that we had marked, that is exactly where price was ranging at within my 15-minute. So if you go back to the hour, you really can't see as much information right here. So I did drop down to my 15-minute just to make sure that it made sense to mark up that 1 hour resistance level, and it did make sense. Price did a break out of there, created another 1 hour support. So I marked this up right here, and price came back into this initial area that it ranged in, and it started to range again. So it did a minor break around this area, and this was around 8:30. So that's about 7:30 my time. So when price did that, that's when, let me move this back out the way. That's when I initially started marking up my higher highs, and my lower highs and my lower lows. So I was marking these areas up, marking these areas up, and as long as price continued to respect this area, I would have continued to look for sales. But after price made this lower low around what's this, 5 a.m. Once price made that lower low at 5 a.m., price went back into that range. It dropped into that gap, which created some momentum, and it ranged back within that 2 hour supply and resistance right here. Supply and resistance. My apologies. Support and resistance up in this area. Price wicked out right here, tapped back into that gap. Yes, price tapped back into this gap making equal lows. So this is where this equal lows is right here. As you can see, these two wicks right here are lining up perfectly. This one's probably a little bit past this line, but if you was go to my 5 minute, you can see it a little better. And as you can see, these made some equal lows right here in this area. So I just marked up my equal lows, and I was like, okay, well, after price made this lower high, it made a lower low, then it made a lower low, and then it started making equal highs. So I was like, okay, it's making equal highs, then it made a higher low, then it made equal lows, and then it made a higher low. So it never broke past this lower low. So I was like, okay, initially we may be looking at a trend change, especially when this happened. Now, mind you, y'all, I'm going to drop down to my 5 minute. This is the trade I was taking. This is what I have marked right here. This is what I had marked right here, you guys. So initially I was looking at this supply zone, this demand zone right here that formed. Price wicked off of this hour, this 1 hour support level that just so happened to be within a gap that price left all the way back in October. So I was like, okay, this lines up perfectly. After price gave me this, and then price gave me this almost fully engulfed bullish candle. I was like, all right, great. I dropped down to my 5 minute. Noticed this zone. I had it marked up. When I noticed price tap into this zone as a bullish candle, because this candle was gray, then it went from bullish. It went from gray to blue, which my blue I just have marked up for my bullish candles. So it went from gray to blue. So I seen it tap into the zone and retrace out of it. So I had it marked up on both of my funded account for price to tap me in right here. I was going to be risking $75 for the day, and I was going to take profit up here at this 4 hour support turned resistance level. So I knew price was going to give a bit of retracement and resistance here. So initially I was just going to ride that trade up. That would have been a cool $200, and I would have hit my base amount for the day. But for some reason my funded accounts did not tap me in, so I missed that trade, y'all. I was so frustrated. I wanted to scream. I low-key wanted to cry. I wanted to punch the screen, but I had to stay focused, get my emotions together. And I was like, hey, if price can give me another setup before 11 a.m. New York, which is 10 a.m. my time, I was like, hey, I'm going to take it. But I had to stop looking at the charts around 9:45 so I can start getting ready. So initially I just had this trade ideal marked up. As y'all can see, that this trade ideal did not play out. Now if I was initially in this trade, actually taking it live on my funded accounts, once price came back and gave me this area right here, this candle, let me move it, gave me this area right here, this candle, I would have adjusted my stop loss to break even. And this next candle probably definitely would have stopped me out of the trade. But when price is ranging like this at my entry point, because it did come up and did give me my 1-to-1 plus some. So that's the only reason why I would have held past this initial area. Like once price dropped and tapped again, I probably would have held. That's the only reason why I would have held past this little situation right here, only because price did initially give me my 1-to-1 right here. So that's the only reason why I would have held to this area. But once I seen price give me this bullish doji right here, well, this bearish doji right here, I definitely would have adjusted my stop loss and probably would have got stopped off at break even. And it definitely probably would have been a break even day for me if I would have took these live. But before I had enough time to look at my charts, not before I had enough time, I didn't have enough time to look at my charts before my stop loss was hit. So even if I had enough time to look at my charts, I probably still would have got out of the paper trade at break even. But for today on my paper account, it was a minor loss, $75. But initially I would have been in this trade, planned to be in this trade, but it didn't work out. So I still take that as a green day for me today, only because I didn't lose any money. Which anytime you protect capital, that's a green day. Also because initially I wasn't gonna get into this trade. Uh, how can I say it? Not even lack of confidence, second guessing. Second guessing happened right around this area. Uh, Wanted me to get more and more confirmations, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the trade. So I entered into my Theedgefunder account, switched over to my Top Step to get into that trade. My Top Step was frozen, it would not load. And then when I went back to my Theedgefunder account, yeah, it never put me in a trade. So I thought at least that I would have been in a trade on my Theedgefunder, but it didn't even tap me into that one as well. So yeah, today was no trade day for me, but hey, we did get some good quality data for today. The fact that I would have initially been in this trade and would have made some money for today is enough for me, because it shows that I know how to read the market and I know what I'm doing. So that's it for today. This video is not going to be too long. As I said, I was just going over the trade I missed and the trade I probably would have been in that I would have got stopped off at break even. But I hope y'all had an amazing Tuesday. I hope y'all caught some good trades, got some good data, did some good journaling. And yeah, that's it for today. So until next time, my trade family, peace, love, and your girl GC is out.